The NN-19 is one of Reason's oldest modules. Although it calls itself a sampler, it's actually a sample playback module, with the exception that, like a lot of Reason's modules, it's able to record individual samples in using the sampling button. But it's not a sampler in the conventional sense like Contact or Gigasampler or anything like that. It's kind of a workhorse device. It has lots of good basic sounds in it, which you can see if you look in the browser over here. So you've got bass, brass and woodwind, guitar, pianos, things like that. It has some synthesis controls on the front panel as well. You've got an LFO section here. You've got filters to shape the sound, envelope, amp envelope, things like sample start to tune the sample, and pitch. And you're also able to work with the mapping of the samples using this window in the center. You can see that in this patch here, this is a Rhodes. And those are all samples which are mapped across the keys. Here you can see the way that they've been automatically mapped from the factory soundbank library. If you're working with your own sampled instruments, you can use these markers here to move around the key mapping. And for any sample you can change the low and high key ranges, the sample root key, the tuning, level, and whether a sample loops or not. If I go to the patch load section, I'm able to load entire patches. If I go to the sample load section, you'll see that the browser changes to show me individual samples. These, by the looks of them, are samples for an instrument. They're the samples for the instrument I was just playing. In fact, these are all the notes that make up that Rhodes. If I go back up here, if I go into individual samples, here are some wave files. So I'll load that. And that's now loaded that sample onto this note, middle C. I could reset it by going to Edit, Reset Device. Now there are no samples. If I was to load an individual sample, I'm going to stop it from auto-playing. Now if I play it, that one sample is mapped across the whole keyboard. So I can use it a bit more like an old-fashioned old-school sampler. When I play it lower down the keyboard, it changes pitch and it changes tempo. That would also work if I used an individual sample I'd recorded myself. So I'll just reset the device again. This time I'll record myself speaking. Hello. Hello.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
So that's a quick way to sample into the NN-19.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello. There you go. So the NN-19 is a good basic workhorse. It's got some... I use it for piano sounds quite a lot. Pianos and organs in it are quite nice. It has been sort of superseded a little bit by some of the newer modules, but it's still good to have. It's a good basic sort of sample playback module.